Looking for a budget RC crawler that's actually fun to drive and doesn't require a full build out? This is the WPL C44 1/16 RTR, a ready to run scale RC trail truck with proportional control, a 370 motor, comes with a battery and charger in the box. Today on CreepyCrawlerRC, we're going to find out if this is one of the best cheap scale trucks for beginners, or if you should look elsewhere. If you're new here, we do RC unboxings, reviews, and trail runs for all hobbyists and those obsessed with radio controller devices in general. If that sounds like your thing, consider subscribing. But first, let's see what you actually get with the WPL C44 RTR. The C44 RTR is WPL's ready-to-run version of their popular C44KM kit truck. Instead of building it from scratch, this one comes pre-assembled, painted and wired with a 2.4 gigahertz radio, 2S battery, and USB charger in the box. Basically, it's plug and play. Charge the pack, add AA batteries to the transmitter, and you're on the trail. It's aimed squarely at beginners and casual drivers who want a scale-looking 1/16 trail truck without a lot of hassle. But because it shares the same platform, it's also a nice base for upgrading later with WPL's metal parts, 2-speed gearbox, and other hop-ups. Let's start with the body and scale details. The C44 RTR comes in white only, which actually works really well as a base if you're doing any kind of custom painting, liveries, or weathering effects. The body has true-to-life lines, nice molded detail, and up front, you've got those working headlights to help stand out on the trail. One neat touch on the RTR is the magnet door latches. Instead of those doors that flop open, the magnets keep them securely shut while you're driving. It's a small thing, but it adds that scale feel and saves you from constantly pushing the doors closed. Sometimes I like to crawl with the doors flapping open anyways. Kind of gives you a cool effect. Size-wise, you're looking at around 37 by 17 by 17 centimeters, so it's bigger than a micro, but smaller than a full 1/10 scale truck, which makes it a perfect option for backyard courses, indoor obstacles, or tight little trail spots. Compared to the older C44KM kit, this RTR version also brings a revised suspension setup, metal chassis, plus new medium compound tires. WPL calls the new tires with foam a medium hardness from the factory. We call them kind of whack due to them unseating themselves during our first flex test. Apparently, these are not as soft as WPL's dedicated soft tires, which are also available from their website. We hope so. Moving on. For electronics, WPL kept it simple but usable. The C44 RTR comes with a 370 brush motor driving the truck and a 25-gram digital plastic gear servo up front for steering. The key point here is that both throttle and steering are proportional. So the more you squeeze the trigger or turn the wheel, the more the truck responds. That might sound basic if you're used to hobby-grade radios, but in this price range, you still see a lot of non-proportional toy-grade control. Proportional control is what makes the C44 feel like a real little crawler instead of just an on-off toy. Out the box, it's a light little truck, so we're immediately adding wheel weights and softer tires. We're gaining 34 grams of weight at each wheel using 12-gauge copper wrapped between the foam insert and the inside of the rim. Wrap it tightly together and make sure that it doesn't double stack unless you're trying to gain that optimal extra weight. In order to fit the solid copper wrap within the tire, you'll want to stretch the tire out in the same manner that you would tightening and loosening up a lug pattern. Now let's see that A to B comparison. Boom! Oh, it looks so good with that 2-part Rust-Oleum. It's a paint and primer, and that's a satin green on there. The tires are real close in size, as you can see. Compound is horrible on the, not trying to be negative, but as soon as you press down on the tire, it immediately unbeads itself from the inside. So at least if you're driving it, you wouldn't know that you're in trouble for a little while. Out on the trail, the WPL C44 RTR feels exactly like what it's meant to be. A beginner-friendly small-scale trail truck with just enough crawlability to keep it fun. In stock form, the 370 motor and drivetrain have enough torque to get it up small rocks, roots, and steep little hills. The 4-link suspension lets the axles articulate surprisingly well for its size, and the tires that we added with the foams that we added worked out very well, and you can stall out the original tires that come in the box on the vehicle. Get the ones on Amazon. They're around $12. We'll put the link in the description. Because it's a 1/16 scale truck, it's light. You're not bulldozing big gaps like heavy 110 crawlers. Instead, it rewards good line choice and smoother driving. For kids or brand new drivers, that's actually a plus. You're learning throttle control and steering finesse instead of just smashing full throttle everywhere. If you build a little backyard course, some indoor obstacles, or a simple trail through the garden, the C44 feels right at home. It's not a comp rig, but as a first scale truck or a casual small scale crawler, it's easy to enjoy. One thing I like about WPL is that they treat their RTRs as upgradable platforms, not just dead ends. The C44 RTR is compatible with a full WPL upgrade catalog, things like the 4x4 metal upgrades for durability, 2-speed gearbox we mentioned earlier, metal gear servos, accessories like front winch if you want to go full-scale trail style. That means you can buy this truck as a beginner and gradually turn it into something much more capable as your skills and interests grow without having to ditch the platform and start over. Let's hit some quick pros and cons on the WPL C44 RTR. Starting with the pros. True RTR. Comes pre-built with battery, charger, radio. Just charge and drive. Please note, do charge the battery before you run out. On ours, we sat ours on the shelf for a few months and we got it on Black Friday sale. And then when we got to making the video, we went to use the truck, didn't charge the battery, and we ended up frying the battery because it was just too low. And we just long story short, you can get replacement batteries. They're pretty cheap on Amazon. But that was strictly a Creepy Crawler mistake. Learn from the mistakes of CreepyCrawlerRC. When you get your new battery for the truck, charge that at full capacity using the included charger, and then go out on the trail. Moving on to the next pros. Proportional steering and throttle, which makes it feel like a real RC crawler, not just a toy. Nice scale body detail, functioning lights, and handy magnetic door latches. It's got a solid 1/16 metal chassis with the 4-link suspension adjustable links. It's fully upgradable with WPL's metal parts, 2-speed transmission, other tires available. We didn't try them. We ditched the ones that came in the box and recommend getting something a little bit softer. Shocks are also available from WPL. Cons, things you want to keep in mind. Runtime on the included battery is about 15 minutes, so you can always get a larger pack online at WPL or Amazon in a couple days. So you'll probably want a couple extra of those to keep going. The stock servo and plastic gears are fine at this price. This is a sub, at the time it was a sub 100 vehicle. So, I mean, at the price, the stock servo and plastic gears are fine. But serious hobbyists will eventually want a metal gear servo and maybe stronger drive components. It's not as capable as a heavily modded 1/10 scale crawler. Okay, trail truck. So manage to those expectations. This is a budget-friendly, small-scale trail truck. Not a pro comp rig. Still a very fun vehicle. Tires. The tires are that it comes with are pretty horrible and really downplay the truck's capability. So we're going to recommend you absolutely change those out. And you can do that. You can find a wheel and tire like the one we got for $12. It's even paintable. Came out looking really good at that satin green is what we used on that one. Overall, I'd say the WPL C44 RTR is a great first scale RC truck for someone new to crawling, or for hobbyists who want a cheap but fun 1/16 rig to mess around with in small spaces. If you're looking for a ready-to-run, affordable trail truck that still feels like a proper RC and not a toy, the WPL C44 RTR is absolutely worth a look. Out the box, it's simple, fun, and if you catch the upgrade bug, the platform is ready for it. If you enjoyed this review and want to see more budget crawlers, WPL builds, and all-scale trail RCs, hit like, drop a comment letting me know what you'd upgrade first on the C44, and subscribe to CreepyCrawlerRC for more unboxings, reviews, and real-world trail tests. Thanks for watching. Crawl till you fall.